This series aims to inspire teachers and community center managers to apply information technology in their teaching and learning environments. This is Midmar Dam in Howick, KwaZulu-Natal. Traditionally, tourism has centered on the scenic attractions of the area. Frank Nkunu, who works at the Zenzeleni Community Center in nearby Mpopomeni, has found a way to support the local community by encouraging tourists to visit the area.
Most of the people are not working, are unemployed. What they do is just piece jobs, like building houses, and some are just running their tuck shops. And tourism helps the community because, firstly, it's make people to be proud about themselves. Like the Zulu dancers, they know at the end of the day they'll be getting something out of it. Like the bed and breakfast also, when people, they are just polishing their houses, making it nice, they know that at the end of the day they are making money. And everybody's making money.
Frank thought that the community center technology could be effectively used to help entrepreneurs operating in the area. Many of the tourists that visit Mpopomeni are from Europe and other countries. So he thought that designing a website and using the power of the internet was the best way to market Mpopomeni's culture and tourism.
Well, obviously, after starting this tourism project, it was clear that we had to market it. So the idea of the website was one of the other marketing tools that we had to use. Because besides having the brochures to give to the people, but some people, they use computer, they just sit and then they want to see what is happening.
Before the website could be built, Frank had to think about a number of issues. The first of these was the purpose of the website. For Frank, the website is a marketing tool for Mpopomeni. The website will also need to have a facility for tourists to do online bookings. It is always important to think about whether you want a website to provide exposure or whether you want your audience to interact with it. The second thing he needed to think about was his audience. Who are they? Frank's audience is tourists from overseas. He felt that using English and great photographs of the area would make the website appealing to his market. If you know who your audience is, it is much easier for you to decide on the choice of language, graphics, and logos. A website designed for children, for example, is very different to one designed for adults. The third thing Frank needed to think about was navigation. Frank has made sure that it is easy for users to move around the website. A website that is difficult to navigate could cause a person to lose interest and look elsewhere on the internet for information. Frank then needed to think about his look and feel or design. He used textures associated with Africa and colors that are in line with the corporate image of the existing Mpopomeni tourism brochures. Last but not least, Frank had to think about the content of the website. He made sure that he understood what kind of information the small businesses in the area would want to include on the website. This gave him a good sense of how big the website needed to be. Once Frank had taken all of these factors into consideration, he was ready to build his website. Make sure that you research all of these areas thoroughly before you begin. Frank used Microsoft FrontPage to help him create a website for Mpopomeni. FrontPage is what is known as an HTML editor. HTML is the code required by your internet browser software to read web pages. You can make a website without such an editor, but then you will need to be able to program the code yourself. FrontPage leaves you free to design your website, creating the HTML code for you in the background. Let's have a look at how Frank set up a new website using MS FrontPage. First, open FrontPage. Find the Start button at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Select All Programs and then Microsoft FrontPage. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will be using the 2000 version, but all versions will be able to create the small website you are going to build today. Start by defining your website. Go to the File menu, choose New and then Web from the third submenu. A window labeled New appears. For the purpose of this tutorial, choose a one-page web. Decide where you would like to save the folder on the right-hand side of the window. It would normally default to the C drive in My Documents in a folder called My Webs. Press the OK button. One file and two folders are automatically created for you. The file is the index.htm and is the first or home page of your website. Never rename it, rather leave it to read as index.htm. Internet browsers automatically understand that the index file is the file that holds all the other pages together and is the first file that should be activated when a user visits the website. Now select the navigation button in the toolbar on the left. The blue screen on the right gives you a visual navigation scheme. There is only one page, your index or home page. Right-click on this page and select Rename. Type the name of your client or organization. In this tutorial, the title will be Mpopomeni Tourism. By changing the page name here, the file name index.htm remains unchanged and only the page title is adjusted. Now select the Page button on the left toolbar. Type a welcome note for your website. Later, it will be possible for people to click on this note and be taken to the rest of your website. You can change the format of this font by using the Font Formatting toolbar at the top of the screen. Highlight the text and experiment with different sizes, colors, and fonts. Now create your next page. Go to the File menu at the top of the screen. Select New and then Page from the submenu. A window pops up with a selection of templates. Make sure the General tab is selected by clicking on it. Now choose a template. Check the preview on the bottom right-hand side of the window. For this tutorial, choose the one-column body with contents and sidebar template and click on it. A new page holding a template is loaded onto your screen. You will need to make sure that you save this page by clicking on the File menu and then Save As. In the Save As window, Front Page will automatically take you to the folder of the website that you are currently working on. Save this page in the same folder, making sure that you save it as a web page. Give it a new name and then click on Save. We have called this page Mpop1. Front Page will ask you if you would like to embed the image files on this page. It does this because it is important that your images are saved in the same folder as your website. Select Save. The Mpop1 page will be added under the index.htm file in the left-hand panel along with the image files contained in the template. Now you can insert the logo for your organization onto your web page. In this instance, we want the logo to run along the top of the screen. The dotted lines in this template indicate columns and rows in which you will need to work. If you want your logo to fill the top line, you can merge these columns and rows. To do this, take your cursor to the left-hand side of the row you want to merge until it changes into a little black arrow. Left-click so that a black highlight appears across the rows. Now right-click to bring up a submenu. Choose Merge Cells from this menu. The dotted borders should have vanished and the top row should now appear as one long row. Highlight the text in the box and delete it. Now type in the title for your organization or insert a logo. To insert a logo, go to the Insert menu at the top of the screen. Select Picture, then From File from the submenu. Click on the file icon to search for the image you want to insert onto your web page. A Select File window appears. Find your image on your computer. Select it and click on OK. It should now appear on your web page. To resize the image, click on it until little black boxes appear on the edges of the image. Select one and drag it inwards until you are happy with the size. You can change the existing pictures on this page by following the same process. You can also alter the text on the page using a similar process. Simply highlight the existing text, delete it, and then insert your new text. On the left-hand side of the screen, we are going to create a navigation menu that will help users move from one page to another. In the middle box, we are going to insert some background information about the organization. If your boxes are too small for the information that you want to insert, click and drag the dotted lines on the edges of the boxes until you are happy with the size. You can also change the white background on your page. To do this, choose Format from the menu at the top of the screen. Then choose Theme. A Themes window will appear. Choose a theme that appeals to you. Your background should now change. Remember to keep saving your page as you make changes. Create other pages using the same steps as before. Now we need to create links between your pages so that your user can navigate from one page to the next. Start with the index page. This is your welcome page. Highlight the text or line of text that you would like the user to click on to go to another page. Click on the Insert menu at the top of the page. Now choose Hyperlink from that menu. A Create Hyperlink window appears. Select the page that you would like the user to go to from the list that appears. In this case, we would like the user to go to MPOP1 first. Now click on OK. The line that you highlighted should be underlined. This indicates that you have created a hyperlink. To check that your hyperlink is working, you will need to preview what you have done. This means checking how it will work on the internet once your site is published. Look for the Normal, HTML, and Preview tabs at the bottom of the page. Click on the Preview tab. Now take your mouse up to the newly created hyperlink. A little hand icon appears. Click on the hyperlink. You should be taken to the page that you had previously selected. To continue working, click on the Normal tag. You can create similar hyperlinks on other pages. In this example, when the user clicks on the Ndeleka's link on MPOP1, they are taken to a detailed page that we have created for the bed and breakfast. To get your website onto the internet, you will need to publish it. You will, however, need to have a space allocated for you on your internet service provider's server, and you will need to register a domain name or URL for your website. Once you've done this, you should receive an FTP or HTTP address from your ISP so that you can publish your website. You may need some technical help with this, so make sure that you have the help number for your internet service provider handy. If all goes well, you will have created and published a website to the internet.
Once you do it, just to keep on practicing, and then you getting it right in your mind. So you have to teach other people as well, and then other people can see how to do this, how to create a web page, because themselves, they will be establishing their own businesses. They will be running their bed and breakfast on their own. So they need to know how to use it in order to market themselves.
This example was specifically focused on promoting the tourism industry, but the applications for website design are enormous and can be an effective marketing tool.